before the movie. Today's movie is not suitable for everyone, so big viewer discretion advised. Hey guys, today we gonna review movie called Mandy. This best thriller movie that shows best revenge of a husband. Enjoy. The film begins with a bizarre text which reads, "When I die, bury me deep, lay 2 speakers at my feet, wrap some speakers around my head, and rock and roll me." It then opens on a scene with a lumberjack named Red Miller, Nicolas Cage, working in the forest before leaving in a helicopter. It then turns to show his wife Mandy, Andrea Riseborough, sketching predatory animals and smoking marijuana. Red returns home to Mandy and talk about planets and stars as well as the Marvel character Galactus. Mandy and Red are then shown in a montage that shows them in a beautiful lake on a boat, and then looking at each other through fire, looking at each other as if they know something terrible awaits them. Mandy then wanders into the woods and finds a dead fawn, symbolizing the death of innocence. Mandy tells Red of a time in which she was younger and almost peer-pressured into killing a starling. Upon reading a dark fantasy novel, Mandy begins to fear that something evil will happen to her. Upon traveling a road, she passes a truck with its passenger, Jeremiah Sand, eyeing her mysteriously. Jeremiah becomes obsessed with Mandy and tells his acolytes of how he needs Mandy. Brother Swan and Lucy, apostles of Sand, call up a team of satanic deformed bikers. Swan gives them a jug of hideous LSD which they take and demand another sacrifice, stating, "Blood for blood." Mandy is kidnapped by Sand's apostles, an old whore named Marlene among them, where they drug Mandy and Marlene stings her in the throat with a giant wasp, calling it the cherry on top. A delirious Mandy is brought before Sand. Sand explains that he was a failed musician who found God and founded a religious cult, before exposing himself to her, to which she laughs hysterically, enraging Sand into believing that he is being rejected. Sand brings his sister Lucy before Red, who he has captured and tied up with barbed wire. He seeks to demonstrate Lucy's love for Sand by forcing her to shoot herself in the temple. Red screams for her to stop, but she pulls the trigger, which it revealed to be empty. Swan then comes and presents Red with a blade. Sand compares himself to Jesus and calls Red a soulless pig before stabbing him with the blade. Mandy is then dragged out in a bag, hung by a tree and then burned to death before Red. Red screams in horror and pulls himself free from the bonds, and mourns over Mandy's ashes. A broken Red returns home and watches a bizarre trailer of a cheddar goblin. He falls asleep and has an animated nightmare before awakening and having an emotional breakdown. He goes to his friend's place in a camper, who tells Red that the satanic biker gang is called the Black Skulls, who became deformed after taking some terrible LSD which made them hideous. Red forges an axe and heads after the biker gang. The title screen of Mandy spreads out upon the screen. Red chases after the biker gang, shooting one off his bike with a crossbow before ramming into him with his car. He falls unconscious from the collision and awakens in the Black Skull's lair, his left hand nailed to the floor. He is beaten by a Black Skull guard before gaining the upper hand by beating him down with a pipe and sending him down a deep chasm nearby. Red arms himself with a box cutter and body armor before investigating the place. He finds a dead elderly couple, obviously victims of the biker gang. He enters another room, seeing a Black Skull watching pornography and snorting cocaine. Red attacks this Black Skull and slits his throat with the box cutter. After a brief scuffle, the Black Skull's blood drenching into his face with Red laughing maniacally. He is then attacked by another Black Skull who enters the room with a shotgun. Red attacks him and snaps his neck, getting caught up with joy in the violence. He rewards himself by snorting cocaine off of a broken shard of glass. He then notices a jug of the LSD the bikers have been drinking and takes a small taste of it out of curiosity. He sees a bizarre series of apocalyptic nightmarish scenes before coming to his senses. Red exits the lair and kills the remaining Black Skull with his axe. The Black Skull states, "She's still burning," to which an enraged Red hacks him to pieces after setting him on fire. Red approaches a nearby tower where he meets the chemist, who had made the LSD which deformed the biker gang. The chemist has a pet tiger which Red frees from a cage after the chemist receives telepathic information and tells Red to head north to find Sand's lair. Red catches up with Lucy and Swan. He kills Swan by impaling him through the mouth with the bladed handle of his axe. He leaves Lucy, realizing she is merely a puppet of Sand and no threat to him. He nears the lair of Sand, a converted satanic church where he kills Sand's attacking apostles with his axe and a chainsaw. He enters the church with Marlene, who offers her services to him. Red instead decapitates her and taunts Jeremiah Sand with her severed head. Red crushes Sand's head into jelly before burning the church. He enters his car and drives off, imagining that he is seeing Mandy sitting in the passenger's seat, smiling at him. It is revealed that Red is in a bizarre bloody state of deformity, in reality obviously deformed by his revenge quest and the LSD, and is hallucinating Mandy.
Please subscribe for more movie